Hello everyone! Today we are back at it with our Pinkland 3D platformer game. Today I want to do some AI work for our little booger fiend right here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to select him, edit source, and now we are in this puppet. And as you can see, I don't really have much in here. We just have this damage animation and death animation as well. So what we want is we want to go ahead and make it so it will follow the player and attack them somehow. We could do like punching, or we could do, I don't know, what could we do as an attack? Maybe throwing a booger ball or something would work. Yeah, I think that would be good as well. If the player's too far away, they will throw the booger ball, but if the player gets close up, they'll like attack them like with their hands. They'll do like a little sissy slap fight animation or something. Okay, so to get started on that, I also want to make them wander. So I'm going to do the animations for the slap first. I'm just going to give myself plenty of room. I'm going to go ahead and place down a microchip from logic processing. And this will be our just attacking logic. So we'll name it just attacking. Or you could just not type A. You know, there it is. And of course, forgot the N as well. Attacking. And then we go ahead and we're going to color it. And I want it red. There we go. Alright, and now we want to be able to detect the player. And I know that I'm pretty sure we have a tag on the player that just says player on it. We could either do that, or we could sense possessed controller sensors, but I'm going to do it the tag method. So I'm just going to do tag, and then type in player. This way, you know, we can be detected with other things. I'm not sure. Alright, and this is a bit too far. This is going to be our slap radius. And then, of course, we're going to make another trigger zone. And this one's going to be our snot throw radius. That looks good. So this is going to be a ranged attack. And this next one is our slap attack. Alright. And now I'm going to go ahead and do those animations. So I'm going to do the slap attack animation first. And what we want is a keyframe on here. I'm not going to record. We also want a, let's see here, health modifier from our movers and output section. And this is just going to flash on very quickly at some point. And we want it to, let's see, per hit, impact, no, we want to do zone. And let's see, we want punching to be more powerful than the, yeah, we want it to be more powerful than the snot throwing. That way it's like encouraged to do ranged attacks instead of getting up close and personal. So we'll do, let's say 10 health for the up close, and then the ranged is going to be 5. And we're doing really low amounts because we only want... Because we're going to have, like, groups of them. And, like, if you get ganged up on by these, 10 is a lot. And, of course, let's see here. Detection mode. We're going to only detect visible and collidable things. And we only want to hit friends that are labeled as target. So we're going to do all selected. This way, we can get invincibility by turning off the target tag on the player. And of course, since the player is you, they're a friend, and this is a foe, this is an enemy, so it's a foe. So now, let's say every second, we're going to go ahead in this animation, and it's going to be a 2-second long animation. So every second, we're going to deal damage, and I'm going to go ahead and shrink this damage zone down, because this is way too big. That is more appropriate. If we look at the slap for the player, yeah, we can move it back a little bit. Just not too much. There we go. That's a bit better. And now I'm going to get this keyframe and go ahead and go in here. And I want to animate these hands. And they're going to be like propellers, like, that go inverse of each other. So, we're actually going to go to this first keyframe here. I'm going to rotate this by 180 degrees. Move it up. There we go. Then, halfway through a second, we're going to go ahead and rotate 90 degrees. And 90 degrees. Then the second line, we're going to have it rotate another 90 degrees. And another 90 degrees. And then we're going to do it once more. And we're also going to copy our first keyframe, that way it loops. Like so. And this one, we want to rotate the next 90 degrees. That way we get a full circle. And of course, I'm going to go and shrink down the timeline. And I'm going to make it loop. Now, I think that's a bit too slow. So we're going to go ahead and move this animation so it only lasts a second, or well, the loop animation lasts a second or so. And we'll see how that looks. And we can, if need to, move this health modifier off and have it just on a timer instead. Yeah, it needs to be really fast, so I'm going to go ahead and move the health modifier off. Could you please come off? There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and just turn up the playback speed. That's still not fast enough. No. And still not fast enough, so we'll just playback speed to 100. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and move this health modifier down next to it. And what we'll do here is we'll just have a node to help organize our wires a little bit. I'm going to make it have no port. I'm going to hook it up to our timeline as well to a timer. And we might actually want to put this in another microchip. This will be slap attack. I'll go ahead and move in our trigger zone as well. I'll get rid of our node because we don't need it anymore since we're organizing with another microchip instead. And what we want to do is we want this timer to count up and reset whenever the player is no longer in the zone. So what we can do is we're going to get a NOT gate, and that's going to go ahead and go to our NOT gate detected, or detected from our trigger zone is going to go into our NOT gate. Then the NOT gate's going to go ahead and go into our reset timer, as well as timer finish pulse is going to go into our reset timer. And the timer will be activated by the detected output of our slap trigger zone, and of course that will also activate our timeline. So basically now when we are near the player, we're going to go ahead and start slapping them, and we're going to damage them once per second with -10 health. That is if they are indeed in front of us. And then, let's see here. Yeah, this seems about right. And this also gives them a moment to actually run into them with our ram attack that we have. Gives them about a second leniency before they get damaged. So they can, in fact, kill them with that if they are aiming correctly. Otherwise, they might get slapped. So now I can also put down a button, or a switch, I should say, from our sensors and input. And I can go ahead and test how this works. Yep, every second we deal damage, and we got that animation playing. Alright, and now we want to go ahead and do our next attack, which is the ranged. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out another microchip, and this one will be our snot attack. And I'm going to go ahead and color it as well. Let's make it green for the snot, yeah. Nice puke green, or booger green, whatever you want to call it. And I'll go ahead and shrink down our attacking microchip. And I do want to have an output here. I want to have two outputs. I want to know if either of these are attacking, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a selector, and we actually need a NOT gate in here as well, because we want to not fire snot if we are, you know, slapping them. So we're going to get a node and put it on our slap microchip, and this one's going to be slapping. And I'm going to make it that icon. We're just going to plug in the trigger zone, and then I'm going to get another node and place it in the snot attack. And this is going to be is slapping. Of course, it's going to get that same icon. And we're also going to get another node, and that's going to be for is, or for shooting snot. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually just copy these two, bring them down here, delete these nodes because we already have these named, and I don't want to retype them. So, right, and we're going to go ahead and bring in the output of the slapping node into the input node on our snot attack. And I'm going to go ahead and get a selector. I hope this still works. I saw it should select the most recent. Well, actually, you know, this should technically work. Actually, I think if we just, yeah, because if we make that, yeah, I'm running over things too much. If we have the snot attack in here, dependent on this as well, instead of just on this, then we don't have to do any additional logic and just output it like this. And I'll organize it a bit more. There we go. Now we have our snot attack. Of course, we don't want to be slapping when we do the snot attack, so, or we can't shoot snot when they're that close and we're slapping them. So we have the NOT gate, and we want to get an AND gate, because of course we want the player to be in our detection radius as well, and we don't want to be slapping. That's going to go ahead and output to our node, as well as do an animation, and we're also going to want to shoot snot. So I'm going to go ahead and get our timeline out first, and then let's do the snot ball. So we're going to do kind of the same style of this model, just a bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and get our color picker here. I'm going to select our dark, no, and bring it over. Then I'm going to go ahead and select our light, and then bring it over. We have it even lighter or different shade. Let's see. Not sure. There we go. This will do. And now we have a random color. I'm going to go ahead and get our sphere. And we're going to just go ahead and make it a nice small snot ball. Or like a snot wad. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. And I'm also gonna add in those brown chunks that we have over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a cube and just make it brown. And of course, I'll snap to the surface. And I actually want the rounded cube. There we go. Make it nice and small. And now we'll go ahead and make it emit a little bit of light, and we'll also make it shiny, very shiny. Let's try to get the same amount. Okay. It's waxy as well. There we go. Got the nice snot ball now. It's not very nice, but it'll do. I mean, how can a snot ball be nice? Let's also get that effect trail that we have on the water spit thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get green color, some dots. Do like this. And I'm gonna do a little bit of scatter. And I want to do the draw flex. That way we can get a kind of a trail like that. And then I want as well a circle. I'm going to make it a bit darker. And I'm going to get some of that scattered if we don't have it already. I'm going to try to align it so it's like that. That's a bit too big. There we go. There we go, nice. Nice proton torpedo type look. We'll give it more of a glow as well. There we go. Animate it, as well as make it a jet trail. We'll see how that looks. I'm going to group it together. That looks nice. Oh shoot, I made it part of the puppet. I didn't want that. There we go. And now let's add the logic to it. Gonna get a microchip, just stamp it on this boyo. And we're gonna have the same logic as the player's spitball. So of course we're gonna get a look at rotator, and we're gonna make it look at the player tag. But it's only gonna be on for like a split second. Or actually we could have it for a little bit more added challenge. We could have it on for like a second or two. So let's start with 2. And I'm just going to name this because I feel like I should. And of course it's going to be green rocket. There we go. And we're going to go and label our booger. And it's going to be a missile weapon. Okay, and now we want to get a health modifier as well, and we're going to go ahead and name that, or this is going to be less damage than the actual slapping, and I think we made the slapping 10, alright? Yeah, so it's going to be 5. It's going to be impact per hit, and it has to be on a friend that has the target. And again, we're doing friend because that's what we're labeling the player. It doesn't change depending on which side you're on, so it's static, so it's always friend. So the player is always friend. So we only want to target friends that are targets, because if it's a target, then it can be damaged. But if we want invincibility, we can remove target, and then the player will no longer be able to be damaged. So I'm going to go ahead and get a NOT gate. Then when this NOT gate is on, it's going to go ahead and allow the look at rotator to look at the player. And when this timer is finished, we are going to go ahead and output a signal to the NOT gate, so the player will no longer be followed by this missile. And then of course, excuse me, when we hit something or we deal damage to something, we're going to go ahead and destroy ourselves. And of course we need the impact sensor. The sensor's an input section, and this is destroyer from the movers and output. Impact sensor. So we want the same tag deal. We want to do basically anything except for friends. and targets. That way, if we detect something that... Well, we can do friend, I think. Yeah. No. Maybe so. So, if we do friend, if we make it so it's not friend or target, this way it will deal damage to them, or make sure it deals damage to them. But if we hit them and they're invincible, the missile may still fly. So you know what? I think we're just going to do every label, and if it doesn't deal damage, then we'll go ahead and change it later. And that's also going to destroy us. And then we want to get a mover on here. And that's going to go ahead and go forward, of course. And it's going to be local space as well. And it's going to do that weird BS stuff, so I'm just going to drag it as much as possible forward. There we go, that's fine. 100%, 0.7, 100%. That's weird, wanting to go faster than that. Let's try 6 meters a second. There we go. That works. Alright, so we have our booger missile. Alright. One thing I did forget, not really, we'll put it in the snot attack, is we want to always look at the player. So we're going to go ahead and get a lookout rotator. Place it down in the snot attack, and we're going to turn it on whenever the player is detected. So basically, this way, since we're doing it hooked up straight from the ranged thing, we're always going to be looking at the player, even if we're slapping, because this includes the range of the slapping range. And of course, we've got to do the player tag itself. I got to type it every time because there's no player in this scene. I think that should just work on its own, except we've got to do the arrow, otherwise it's not going to be facing the right way. And now we're going to go ahead and do the animation, and the animation is also going to have the emitter on it, because this time the animation should not have to go so fast. And I'm going to go and try to shrink this down as much as possible. There we go. And do this as well. Just delete that wire and replace it. Shrink down the snot attack. And I'm going to go ahead and get an emitter from our movers and output section. Does not need to be that big, just a single piece. And I'm going to go ahead and make it emit speed to 0. I'm going to go ahead and emit our booger. And ignore parent speed, sure. Time between emits 0 once. And we'll recycle emitted objects. And maximum emitted, let's do 5. And the animation, yeah, will take about 2 seconds. That makes sense. So every other second it fires. It's not to 10. Max emitted. We're going to do the animation. Of course, we want at 1 second specifically for it to throw. So I'm going to go ahead and do that frame first, actually. I'm going to turn off grid snap. And I want player to be like so. Well, actually, kind of like, if I'm moving this, why not do that? There we go. This isn't the player. Why did I say player? It's the booger monster. Like this, and then like that. So that's the throwing frame. So we know that happens exactly there. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on this. And with something else, or just do that. There we go. And we'll move this over to where it's being thrown, like so. And I'm actually forgetting a piece of logic on that booger. Well, we already have the logic there, but we don't want to hit foes. So, yeah, foe targets, anything like that, we don't want to hit. So we don't explode on ourselves. And then, of course, let's see here. The rest of the animation. So, where's that keyframe? There it is. Delete it. Place that in another keyframe. And this one will just have the base. And then the next frame, of course, is going to be your wind back. I'm going to turn off precise move. And we'll do kind of a extra leaning forward frame. That way we know he put energy into it. And then he'll come back to normal. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we're actually animating this arm every frame. There we go. Now let's see how that looks. I'm going to make it loop. Bring down the actual timeline itself. Then I'll go ahead and place a switch on here. Not that. Switch and turn on the timeline. I feel like the animation needs to go faster. But I do like the animation. It's pretty good, actually. Surprised. I don't know. Let's try doing it like this. He'll be shooting more often, but hey. There we go. I like that. It's pretty good. Instead of looping, what we could do is we could make this the speed we want and hook up a timer as well. Hurry up. Gotta do some sound effects for this guy. Kinda boring with no sound, don't you think? So I'm gonna go ahead and do the timer. Look, we even have space for one. Of course, let's have it every 2 seconds. He's gonna go ahead and shoot at you. And when this timeline is finished, we're gonna go ahead and play once instead of loop. On end trigger is going to go ahead and reset the timer. And the timer finish pulse is going to play the timeline. this way, we are guaranteed to have it fire, and then it'll wait a second or two, and then it will fire again. There we go. So now if we hook up, switch to that and see how that looks. Let's hope that it's better. Okay, well, I don't like how you have to wait. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it so it also plays once you trigger this trigger zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a signal manipulator, place it in here. I guess I'm gonna have to extend it a little bit. And put this right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this custom remapper, or just no, pulse that on at input on. That way we get a quick one shot once it's detected. And let me go ahead and test that. How long is this animation? Just over a second? So what if we tried to do it 1.5 seconds? Because it seems like 2 seconds is a bit too long. That seems too long as well. 1.2, because we want it shorter than the first actual animation. I like that. That's good. Alright, so now we have all the attack logic done. It's fully animated, everything like that. So we could just leave it there for today. Or I want to do wandering logic as well. And I also want sound effects. And I think sound effects are going to be easier to do, so let's go ahead and do those. So, of course, we're going to want one for it splashing. And I'm going to want one for it just being alive, I guess. Want one for throwing. I want one for slapping. So, let's see here. I'm gonna get a sound recorder. I'm gonna try to do everything in one sound effect. That way it's less thermo, I think. Sound recorder. Let's hope those sound effects were okay. Let's see here. Could use this one for throwing stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and make copies of stuff all throughout here, just for now, just to keep it safe. That's not very good. And the next one. Throwing, of course. I'm gonna copy this because I think I made a double recording for that. That could be damage, actually. As well as damage again. So that one could go here. No, not that one. This one. Whoa. I don't know why I have that many. There. Shouldn't be that many. Kind of getting confused. Okay. Screwed up. Okay, so we'll have one for throwing. Damaged. And idle. Sorry if you can hear that train. That is a very loud train. I hope you can't hear that. This one's idle, so we have that. Let me see if there... I don't think we have any other idle noises. We'll just have this one loop. And we'll have a not gate here, so we know not to play this. Ping pong, sustain. I hate that sustain doesn't loop. Oh my god, I wish that train would go away. Are you kidding me? How is it? There's not even train tracks near where I live. Where is that train coming from? Hopefully that's less loud now. Idle. Yeah, idle. Then damaged. Yes. No, stop it. I want this, and then delete the rest. There we go. And that can go up here. And we'll actually do when he's damaged or when he dies. And of course, we'll set it to play once. And now we have throwing. Let me get throwing noises. Trying to find out what these other recordings are. So we have this one for throwing as well. There we go. And shooting snot, go into this. We'll go ahead and put this sound effect on here, and we're gonna make it play once. And slapping. Let's record a new sound effect for that. Just like something like that. I don't know. They're all kind of annoying sounds. I don't know. It sounds really annoying. I'm sure we can get better sound effects later. But for now, something's better than nothing. I guess I could say. And I'm gonna actually just have this outside so it will loop properly. There we go. Now we have the basic enemy logic. It just doesn't really wander around or move at all, but that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. As well as upload it. Uploading new audio. Yes, I'm sure it's not copyrighted content. I'm 100% sure of it. Okay, return to previous creation, please. Yes, updated it. Okay, do we not have... No, we do not have the player tag on here, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and do that now, I guess. Yes, save this creation, please. Alright. Let's see here. Go ahead and get that player tag on here, like I said I would. And I'm going to move it up to about chest level. Go. Yes, update please. Oh god, the missiles just do not... Okay. Okay, we need to fix that. Okay, the missiles just do not... No. No. That was hilarious. Okay. Okay, booger missile. Okay, first of all, instead of turning this off, what we're gonna do, let's up the rotation strength and the dampening, and instead of turning it off, we're gonna go ahead and turn down the rotation strength. And I'm also gonna up the rotation speed. I'm gonna double it, because that was just pitiful. Okay. This way it should prevent itself from rotating anymore than it should have to. Oh shoot, you know what? I want to make the sounds 3D. Because like I don't want to hear that from everywhere. Of course. Who would want to hear that from everywhere? So I'm gonna go ahead and change that, I guess. And I'm gonna make this... No, okay. Just don't do that, please. There we go. And of course we're gonna do that for this sound as well. And for the throwing sound as well. And I have to do it for the slapping noise as well. Okay. And slap. How can she slap? How can she slap? Alright. Please. Please, please, please. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and publish that as well. Everything here is public. Try to use the least amount of assets as we can in this series. Return to previous creation. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and save this because I know that it is ready. There we go. Yeah, 2 seconds seems to be a little bit too long for missiles. Especially since they're faster than the player. Unless you run. Ouch. Die. There we go. There's still that glitch where it's like we're floating. I don't know how to get rid of that. Let's get him. Let's get him. Got him. Got them all. Alright. Well, that was today's episode. Hope you all liked the enemies that we made. We're going to be tweaking them, of course, in the future. It seems that their range is a little bit too low compared to what I want it to be. And, of course, we want them to be able to roam around. So I think we'll be doing that in the next episode. And maybe we'll get the actual like collectible system working. Alright, so thank you all for watching. Just a heads up on some future projects I'm working on. I'm doing a like space adventure RPG thing, that kind of plays like Star Control, but better. Like it's randomized. It will be like fully randomized. You can save the game. There's going to be 4 factions that you can play as, and 3 other factions in the world, the ones that you don't pick to play as. So yeah, there's that to look forward to in the hopefully the near future. I don't know when that's going to be finished, but in the near future I am going to have an animation about 1 minute long that I'm finishing up just now. Basically I have to get sound recorded and then make sure the animation isn't too jaggy. And then that will be uploaded, as well as uploaded in Dreams. So I hope you all look forward to that. Go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. Go ahead and suggest tutorial ideas if you want to see more tutorials. And I do have a Patreon. If you want to join that, I do share stuff early in the Discord server for my Patreon that you can get to that Discord server from being a patron. So yeah, I'm done plugging stuff, I guess. Hope you all have a great day. Bye. Bye everyone. Bye.